What's happening, guys? It's Mike's Total Dragon channel, and I just got my latest order from mycomicshop.com in today. So I thought I would go over everything that I got in this bit of mail call. This order was a little on the smaller side than previous orders. I had 18 books, but also it was a little more pricey than what I had usually been paying. My last couple of orders, and I chalked that up to there was a couple of newer books in here. Normally, when I'm ordering stuff off of my comic shop, I like to stay in the $2 range. But some of the books were a tad bit newer, so those were in the $3, $3.50, $3.64, or what have you. But so still, I got 16 books for a grand total of $41. So that's not as good a value as I normally get, but two of the books that I bought were, almost cover price. So, and I'll get to those. But the majority of them were in the $2 range. A lot of these, if you haven't seen any of my other videos on my orders from my comic shop, mostly, pretty much all I get from there are what I call hole fillers. They're books that I need to complete a run that I can't find locally. And even though I got a con that I'm heading to next month, I've kind of been in the habit of going to my comic shop and just hitting add to cart. It makes it a lot more simpler, although it's not as much fun as challenging, but that's kind of the trade-off, though. It does get kind of old ordering from there all the time and just hitting add to cart, add to cart, add to cart. So I tend to go back and forth, dip in whenever I feel like it with my comic shop. That's the joy of an online store. They're always there. But I'll go ahead and hop into all the stuff I got. Birds of Prey. I've been working on filling an entire run of Birds of Prey, all the 3 volumes. And that's basically what this is for. Batman Dylan Dog #1. This was a $5 cover tag or cover price. And I found issues 2 and 3 in a dollar box. And then, of course, issue 1 ended up costing me like almost $4. So that's kind of how it seems to work sometimes. You'll see a whole bunch of cheap books in the dollar box, and then the one that you need ends up costing just about as much as all the other ones put together. So that is, but because I got issue 1 of that, I'm done with this 3-issue mini, so now I can finally read it. Another Birds of Prey issue. Another Birds of Prey issue, earlier volume. More Birds of Prey. This is Deceased #5. I had been needing this for a while. The previous issues, I had gotten all those in a really good sale, and I just needed issue #5, so I finally was able to get this one, and now I'll be able to read Deceased. Fire and Ice. They had Welcome to Smallville. I had read initially Welcome to Smallville #1 when it first came out, and it kind of didn't really seem like the thing to me. But the new volume of it came out, and I really liked that new volume. I thought it was really hilarious, very satirical type of content. So I went back and grabbed a bunch of the first miniseries, everything that I could get from my local shop, and they were missing some. So that's why I got this here, and another one of them, another Birds of Prey. This is the other issue of Fire and Ice that I needed. More Birds of Prey, more Birds of Prey, more Birds of Prey. Batman Dark Age, I had all of them, except for just this one issue #3 I needed right here. So I'll be able to finally read this. More Birds of Prey, you guessed it, more Birds of Prey. And then Jenny Sparks #2 right here. This is same story as the others. Got a good deal on the previous 4 or 5 issues, and the one that my comic shop didn't have, the one that my local shop didn't have, was issue number 2. So I had to order this online, and it is I'm not sure how much the cover price is, but it was one of the more expensive ones that I ordered from mycomicshop.com. And by more expensive, I mean it was like $3.50, $3.50 or whatever. So all in all, very modest haul. So I get to add these to my collection, and all these are just books that I'm that much closer to finishing a run. Some of them I actually did complete. Fire and Ice is now complete. Deceased is complete. Batman Dylan Dog is complete. So now I'll finally be able to read these and give a little bit of feedback on what I read. So that is my latest order from mycomicshop.com. And again, I always recommend it. Best place to shop online. Best prices, best deals. So till next time, you guys take care. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.